Hello everybody, I'm Richard Gon of Work to Live podcast version. Maybe I couldn't pronounce well. Hello, it's really difficult to pronounce hello everybody for native speaker of English language. Maybe I don't know whether Nordic people can pronounce hello everybody well or not. So anyway, what I wanted to tell you is hello everyone. Of course, just talking about hello everyone or everybody. It's not the main topic of this episode. Just talking about hello everybody, and which one is easier to say. It's not the main title or the main title of this episode. So of course, not of course. Anyway, this time what I'd like to talk about is, should colored people flatter white people, which is the title of this episode. So before actually telling you the details of this episode, let me tell you the conclusion at first. And the conclusion is, please don't forget to respect other people so that you can lower the amount of troubles and problems. Anyway, so I don't know whether main listeners or the frequent listeners of my podcast are white people or colored people and other types of people. I don't know whether there are any other types of people except for colored people and white people or not. Anyway, so whichever or whoever you are, everybody is fine for my podcast. Anyway, so how should I say? I have wondered whether how to proceed this episode. Anyway, so if you're even if you are a white person, and even if you are a colored person, like even if you are a black person, so the conclusion is, conclusion is not conclusion, but the answer to the title, or the answer to the question shown on the column of title is really difficult, because so the answer is yes. Of course, the answer is yes, because so to start with this, which is my perspective, but to start with, I think that it's necessary to respect other people. I mean, so I'm not telling you that you need to counter or you need to prostrate for showing other people the reverences or the respect or the venerations you have in your mind to other people. I'm not telling you such a thing. So some people, if you know some people who you really respect so much, and if you'd like to counter, or if you'd like to prostrate for that person you really respect or you really venerate. So it's fine. It's up to your choice. But actually, so it depends on your feeling. But actually, so in some cases, or in general, in the place of general public, or in public places, kowtowing or prostrating can be an embarrassing action for the people who are done such a thing, like so if I don't know whether I don't know what kind of feeling you have to me actually, but if you are kowtowed or if you are prostrated by other people, I would feel, if I was kowtowed, or if I was prostrated by other people, so I would feel embarrassed, or I would feel disgusted. I don't know whether those people who kowtowed or who prostrated for me really venerate or really respect me or not. But actually, if I was done such actions like kowtowing or prostrating, so I would feel really, I would get some really disgusting, or I feel really I feel really disgusted, or I would feel really embarrassed. So please make sure this one. Anyway, so I told you, I told you you should respect other people, but actually, if you are thinking of doing such actions like called or named kowtowing or prostrating, I think it's too much. So to start with, so if you So if you have white colleagues, or if you have some colleagues who are white people, it's fine just to talk with them, just like they are, for example, if those white people are your colleagues, if you know some, I mean, so it's complicated. Like explanation was really complicated. That is because I brought a white colleagues into this episode, or into this talk at first. So please imagine some acquaintances, and I don't know whether if you live in, for example, so if you live in countries of colored people, for example, or if you live in some regions or some countries having many colored people, and if you're one of such colored people, so but if you have some acquaintances who are white people, and please talk with them just like they are colleagues in your workplaces, so that I don't think you are going to have some problems related to human relationships, for example. So I mean, so I wrote on the title that should colored people flatter white people. So so I told you the answer, yes. But actually, for example, you don't know, I'm not saying that you need to counter, or you need to protest, not protest, but prostrate for those white people. But actually, so or white acquaintances, if you know those white acquaintances. But actually, so to start with, what I'm telling you is that to start with, you do not insult other people, or you do not speak ill of other people, or I don't think you, for example, I don't think you speak out swear words to those other people, which is what I'm telling you. For example, if you do such a thing, like if you speak out swear words to other people, and those people would feel embarrassed, or those people would feel sick about your own actions, which is why you should be careful of what you are going to speak out, which is really natural for, which is really quite natural for surviving or living in human societies, or living in every human society. So that is a kind of an elementary manner, or fundamental manner for communicating with other people. So so this is that. So what I have talked about is the gist of what I have talked about is the gist of this episode, which means, so whoever your acquaintances are, or whoever your friends are, you should have some layers of venerations, which is what I'm telling you. For example, but please imagine that, for example, so there's a, for example, in this case, or let me create, or let me pose let me use a hypothetical situation in which you are a white person, and your boss is, for example, a colored person, or like, so please imagine a Japanese boss. For example, if you live in America, or if you live in America's countries, or if you live in Northern America's countries, and for example, if you are a white person, and your boss is for example, Japanese American, or Japanese Canadian, or some East Asia, some boss having East Asian ethnicity, and that person is colored people. But so in which case, you do not look down on that boss just because that boss is a colored people, which is what I'm telling you. So of course, so that colored people are both in that hypothetical situation, which is why you should respect that person. Whatever feelings you have to that boss, you should show. At least you should appear, or you should make yourself looking like respecting or venerating that boss. Whatever, of course, so there are many kinds of bosses. So which is why some bosses are really contemptible. I understand that, because I'm an office worker working for a sort of huge company. But actually, but actually, I repeated but actually many times, but actually, so I'm sorry for my repeating, but actually many times, but, so you do not segregate that East Asian boss just because that boss is that boss has East Asian ethnicity. You know that Japanese American or the Japanese Canadian boss might be a mixed person with some white people, but actually there is such a possibility. But actually please you don't have to think about the backgrounds or the background of that or the backgrounds related to the lineages of that boss. So in this hypothetical situation, you do not have to think stuff like that. So anyway, if you are a white person, you do not insult or you do not derange or you do not segregate that East Asian boss just because of the ethnicity of that boss. Which is you don't, please do not do such a thing. Please do not do such a segregation or stuff like that. I don't recommend you doing that. I don't think it's smart action for you to derange or speak ill of that kind of boss, or speaking out swear words against that East Asian boss just because of that his or her ethnicity. Anyway, so vice versa is true, which means I'm going to use another hypothetical situation in which you are one of the colored people and your boss is a white person, or your boss is a white person. But actually, so of course so as I told you in the first hypothetical situation, you should show your veneration, or you should show your respect to that boss who is a white person. And of course, that is not just because it's weird. So you should show it. Maybe if you get into such a situation, I think you are going to show that boss the feelings of veneration or the respect. That is because that white person or that Caucasian person is your boss. Not because that boss is a white person or not you. So I told you that what kind of person whatever kind of person that white boss is, or in the case of for my example, whatever kind of person that Japanese American or that Japanese Canadian boss is. But actually in such a case you should the safer manner is to show the senses or the feelings of respect or veneration or reverences to that white boss, which is this is a second hypothetical situation, and you are a colored person and your boss is a white person. But actually so of course that white person that white boss might be really a contemptible and suckish person. There is such a possibility, and because there are many kinds of there are many types of people. But actually whatever feelings you have to against your boss, but actually at least you should show some respect or show some reverence to that boss. So which is a case to every human society or every type of human society. Like for example, if you and I meet each other on the way, for example, on the way to workplace, for example, or on the way to your school, for example. So for example, you do not insult or you do not speak ill of me just because I'm an East Asian, do you? I'm confirming. I don't think you are going to segregate, or I don't think you are going to discriminate as East Asian people just because if thinking about the facts that thinking about the facts that you are listening to this podcast, which means you are not the type who is likely to, or who loves to segregate colored people, which is an idea I have. Anyway, so I don't think you are type of I don't think you are type who is going to segregate other colored people if you are white person. Well, if you are white people and if you are colored people, I don't think you are type of. And apart from the case you are that you are East Asian people, or you are apart from if you are Japanese people, if you are Japanese people, it's not possible to say it's not possible to say that you are the type who do not segregate other colored people. But actually, if you are not Japanese person, maybe you are not. If you are not Japanese person, you are the type who can accept other people with other ethnicities than yours to some degree. Anyway, so this is a picture I have in my mind. Anyway, so I don't know whether you could understand what I wanted to tell you. So as I told you in the beginning of this episode, so the conclusion is please don't forget to respect other people so that you can lower the amount of troubles and problems. So if you, for example, which means for example, if you behave rudely, or if you behave without any respect or without any reverence to other people or for other people, so you may have some problems in your human relationships with other people, which is what I wanted to tell you. For example, please imagine a case that for example, so you are a white person and people around you are colored people, and you do not think about those colored people, and so in some cases you may, or in some ways you may have some troubles or some problems related to the relationships with other people. So those in this case, those colored people may think like, for example, you do not respect or you are looking down on the colored people. That's because those people around you are colored people. Those colored people may think like that. So of course, I don't think you look down on colored people, but if you are a white person, but actually, so some colored people may think like that. This is a case to, for example, so not this is a case to, so for example there are the colored people who do not think there are the, for example, please imagine like a situation. So for example there are the colored people who do not think about other white people, and that colored and please imagine that colored person behaves egocentrically. So that colored person might be egocentric, but in such a case, you find that colored person really suckish, or really suckish, or really egocentric and really disgusting, which is the same to every human society. Even though you are colored person, or even though you are a white person, I don't know whether such a suckish person, or such a disgusting person, or such a contemptible person have many troubles or many problems in the human relationships, or in the relationships with other people. Which is why I recommend you showing some degrees or some layers of respect, veneration or reverence to other people. What kind, whichever ethnicities those people around you have. Which is why, so coming back to the original title of this episode, so should colored people flatter white people? So of course the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Yes, they should, because it's really natural for every human society to show some degree of respect or venerations to other people. So I don't think you shouldn't. I don't think it's proper to flatter too much. But actually, some degree of flattering, or small degree or a little amount of flattering is acceptable, which is what I think. So I don't know whether you could understand what I wanted to tell you, but you know, this is all. This is all in this episode. So that's it. This episode is all. So that's it. Thank you very much for your listening. See you.